So guys, let's take a look today at Echelon Prime. Right, we are looking today at the higher time frames because if you want to have a better outlook of what this token has to show us coming into 2025 and beyond. So if you look at this, simply the structure, ignoring all of the accounts I have prepared for you, right, and simply look at this, we can see that we are bullish, right? We have a clear uptrend and we had a nice retracement and we are in an uptrend again, right? So that's definitely bullish. And we are far from the lows where basically most of the altcoins went back to. So Echelon Prime is safe to say it's one of the safer coins and one of the most explosive and strong coins when the altcoin market starts to pick up, like we have seen here in this phase. So you would definitely want to get exposure in this one, and it's not the time to be in risky coins. I'm going to tell you that. The risky coins will have the time, but it's simply not there yet. We still have to wait until these coins here, right, these mid to high market caps of $200 to $1 billion market cap coins, until they are seeing the real rotation of money. Because while Bitcoin has taken all-time highs, right, we are here far from all-time highs. We are far from there. And this is how many altcoins look right now. So we simply have to look right now what is the best opportunity. And this clearly shows that we are in a strong environment, right? This coin shows strength and it has been outperforming crazy. So this is an opportunity. And I will simply say to you what I'm seeing right now on the counts. So that's going to be very important. So let's start then with the bullish scenario, right? We are counting this as an input to the upside, which counts pretty nice. Finishing this here, you wave 1, and finishing here, you wave 2 in a simple A, B, C. There's no problem with that. So in this scenario, you finish your wave 2 here and looking for impulsive structures to the upside. Because of this overlap and chop, we have to count this then basically as a diagonal, right? Where we have here a diagonal in 1, looking at this 2, where we are right now, rejecting from the 50 to the 618 level, which is the perfect level we want to see in a wave 2. So notable here is that we preferably end this corrective structure after the 382 time, what you are seeing here. Because any corrective structure is most likely ending after the 382 time. So we preferably see here more of a sideways correction, right? Seeing maybe another push to the upside and then a new low, or we don't have to see a new low. We can also have like a double combo. That's also possible, but of course has low probabilities because a wave 2 tends to be not complex. So this is basically your bullish scenario number 1, which holds the highest probability of the bullish scenarios. Because your bearish scenario here is this one, not the bearish, but the not so probable bullish scenario, right? Where we are looking here at the same ABC to the downside, where we are not finishing our wave 2 then here, but finishing this with a WXY double combo. Where we finish the wave W here, looking for X and a Y, to then finish this as an impulse where we are not counting in diagonal, right? This was a diagonal. In this case, we are not counting a diagonal, but a simple impulse to the upside. So that's the thing with this scenario. Now, the problem with the scenario is, like there's not yet a problem, but this could be a problem. Because if we are looking here at an ABC flat, right, we want to see a 5-wave move to the downside, which we cannot see yet, right? We clearly have here a 1 and 2, and we need to see a 3, 4, and a 5. But once we hit this, this 886, probabilities for this wave 2 actually decrease by a lot because a wave 2 doesn't tend to go down this further, like this much. Now, we can also see here a double combo that is possible. In this case, we actually would not hit the 886, right? Because we don't need a 5-wave move, or it's not allowed to have a 5-wave move even. So that's another thing to mention, right? But I would say the highest probability bullish scenario is definitely this diagonal, right? But we are simply looking to finish this corrective structure after the 382 time. Now, for the bearish scenario, I have this one. which ultimately is still a bullish scenario. So the thing is, we have still this input to the upside, but we don't finish our wave 2 here, neither do we do here. We are still looking at an unfinished WXY, right? Either you have this as your W, put your X here and then a flat in Y, or you have the W here, count this as an internal WXY inside your green wave X. I hope you can follow me. So W, X, and then here you would need to see a flat or a triangle, right? That's possibility. Or like you're seeing right here, W, X, and the only possibility here is n flat, or you would count this as a running triangle. But probabilities here are much greater for the flat because a running triangle is simply, not so probable. So either we have the scenario where we are looking at the flat, or we are looking at the bigger WXY where we are looking here for a flat. So in this scenario, we are looking to enter this target box, right? From between $5.50, $5.50s to all the way down to $3. And this would scare a lot of people. I'm sure of it. A lot of people would be scared of it. But this would basically be, this is the perfect buying opportunity, really, because we have here some liquidity below these lows. And we are forming right now this trend line liquidity. So we could break it, tap into here, finish this wave 2 and then move up. So that is definitely a possibility. So the more scenarios I would be looking right now is either this one or this one. So the moment this scenario gets invalidated is, or gains much lesser probabilities, is once we hit the 886. If we hit the 886 down here, so if we hit this pivot, then I would be looking at a bigger wave 2 or at an unfinished wave 2, which means we are then looking at this scenario, right? We don't have to make a new low. We don't have to take out this low in this scenario, right? We can also just take out the low of A, tap into this, and then we moon. That's also a possibility. But this target box is an area of interest for me, but already these prices are looking very, very nice to DCA. Right? Important here is we are not looking at a double zigzag, right? We're not looking at W, X, and ABCY. We're not looking at that because we hit the 0.7, which means we're looking at a sideways combo, not at a sharp combo. That's important to mention. So overall, all of the bullish scenarios, all of them scenarios are actually bullish. The only thing is that on this scenario, we're still looking for more downside before they move to the upside. But I would simply look at that as an opportunity to get simply more coins for a cheaper price. So I have high conviction in Echelon Prime, and if we now look at the base channel, which is also something I like to cover, right? We take it from the low of your wave 1 all the way to the low of your wave 2, if you assume that our wave 2 is down here at this pivot, and move it all the way up right here to the wave 1. So right now we are looking at this scenario again, right? Where your wave 2 is down here. So here, for a wave 3, we would then like to see us break out of this upper trend line. This is necessary to see a wave 3. If you're looking here at an A, B, C, we preferably don't break out of this channel, but simply stay in this channel. So in either cases, right, if the time comes right, I will be looking to take major profits at the top of this range, but of course not everything, because in case we are seeing a wave 3, we want to see this breakout, see a wave 5, and then another high even. Also, if you look at the low of this base channel, we can see that it got respected once, twice, and we almost hit it this time again. So I think this is a great opportunity to actually DCA around these levels of this base channel. Of course, this base channel is on a logarithmic, so we also want to take a look at it on the linear chart. So right here, we have to draw it again, right? From the low of your wave 1 to the low of your wave 2, coming all the way to the top of your wave 1. So here we have this count, where we actually did not hit this lower trend line. But if we do hit it, this would be interesting, because also if you now look at the bear scenarios, right? Yeah, this is pretty much because of the logarithmic scale, it doesn't look so visible anymore. But this 10618 is coming down below here, so that would be nice. And of course, taking out the low of A in the flat scenario would mean to hit this trend line, which is also interesting, right? But in this case, again, for a wave 3, we want to see a breakout of this channel, which we are still far away from, by the way. So today I just simply covered, right, these are the scenarios. Here this one, looking at the second, or the least probable bullish scenario, or at this bullish scenario, right? We are currently seeing a little bit of a wick. This means buyers are a little bit getting in, but nothing too crazy yet. So I'm saying this is great DCA level, but be prepared and don't be scared if we see this scenario, right? I don't want you to panic sold here. I don't want you to panic sold here. Be prepared if that happens. Always have cash on the sideline, right? I know it's hard to say, but that's the truth. So I hope you like this cover. This is one of my high conviction coins, and if you want to like me to cover another high conviction coin, for example, like AVAX or like Superverse or like Ronin, then write it down in the comments. I'm going to post my analysis here on YouTube. But also, if you like to discuss more about like more risky projects on low caps, I will definitely take a look at them as well. But I actually don't think the time is the time is right now to stick with low caps, as they are simply not performing well against Bitcoin and even not against the dollar. So with this in mind, prepare, always stay sharp, look at the charts, but stay calm and composed. Don't try to be too emotional, this will only wreck you. So now, bye bye, see you again tomorrow.